Good morning, traders. It's Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8 minutes till 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, April 11th. So, looking back at yesterday's session, for the most part, we were between 557 and 530, 250 on the Qs. For the SPY, where the majority of the session was spent between 510 and 530. However, we did get a pop up to uh, right around 537 half. Right before the bell was the last pop, and then before the bell we were considerably higher. For the cash market, we basically spent the day between 5100 and 5300. And the point of control ended up being up at that upper end of it as well. You can see there was a lot more distribution up there. We did get into some of these single prints on each of the indexes, which is what I was shooting for the day, just to eat them in, and it exactly as I thought too. We did not take them all out yet, so there's still some there left from yesterday below us, and now you can see what that looks like on the chart. There are really no anomalies to speak of or anything that I found notable other than updating, how much of the single prints had traded. I was able to calculate a value area for the ES, so that's the first time we've been doing that for a while, or I thought it was worth putting on the charts. You can see the high zone is larger than the actual value area. The low zone is a little small, but basically it's giving you some rails there to know where traders were for yesterday. So overnight tonight, for going in for the 8 grid, I should be able to hit the ES and the Nasdaq on the overnight grid just as I have been doing, and skip the Dow and the Russell. So as we look at it, we closed at around 52. 68 in the cash. We're up 11, so that would put us, right around uh, 52.80 if we were to open right now with the cash market. So that would be right here in this top box, right? This is the sum of next week, so we're really looking down here for Friday. Uh, so 5,300 is going to be you know, your flip line for the market makers, basically, and the dealers. That's going to be one of them. And you can see you got a lot more gamma down at 5,200. So it would be nothing for us in this environment to drop down to 5,200. And then we'll have to see what the VIX does if we do test that level. And then if the VIX starts rising, we could easily fall down to 5,100 again. I mean, we were just there yesterday, right? So nothing. Anything that traded yesterday can obviously trade again today. And then for the SPY, we're looking at 526.31 right now. So we're just above this 525 for next week, and you can see how next week's setting up right now, but we'll see how that goes. But for today, if you look down below, 525 really doesn't have that much on it. You're looking at the large gamma spots for today are 530, 515, and 510. So watch those a little bit more closely than others. Of course, we always pay attention to the $5 strikes, and there is a lot of weight on it for next week as well. I mean, you're looking at almost 150,000 contracts on 525 for next week, as opposed to the largest gamma today is being around 70,000. Uh, you know, 68, 149. And then looking at the Qs in the same way, uh, we basically have 446 77 is what we're currently trading. You can see for today, the largest gamma is down at 425. That would be around a 1,600 point drop from where we currently are. And we have had 1,600 point ranges. We've had 2,800 point ranges this week. So don't think that 1,600 points down is out of the question. Uh, I'm not saying that we're hitting it, but on weakness with a rising VIX, that's what the aim is, right? That's where we're potentially heading. So don't get too cocky with the long side if you're holding a losing position if the VIX is rising, because potentially you have to understand that's the potential target. Um, We might not get it. We'll see what the VIX does. Um, but that would be probably putting the ES back around that 50, 5100 level. So I think we beat up positioning a little bit for today. And then as we look at where we've done, we've really wiped out, right? Going all the way back to January of last year, we've wiped out, all those points of control. The point of control for yesterday that we're watching for today is 53.02. We're currently trading 53.09. So that's the first spot that you really want to see if it trades or not, is that 53.02. Looking at the one time framing chart, technically we're one time framing to the upside, but this is just a one candle up so far. There's very high potential that we don't take out yesterday's low or yesterday's high today. That range, uh, I'm sorry, not yesterday's, but Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I'm sorry. I really do know what day it is. So, but, Wednesday's range was, almost 2,200 points for the NASDAQ. Uh, we could sit here, and this is the way I'm looking at it right now until proven otherwise. We're stuck in this distribution that's below the high of Wednesday. We're not getting over that high of Wednesday without basing down here a little while, and then we'll see it to believe it. If we do start getting over there, I would look at the midpoint for this distribution. Basically, if you take the highs that go out to March 17th to this low, I would look for the midpoint of that would be my first target above it, and just eyeballing. It's going to be somewhere around. Uh, 19,700 to 800 would be around where that area is. And for the ES, it's a little cleaner. I would say 56.75 would be around the split in this distribution, maybe even up to 5,700. Uh, but you've got to get over 55.60 first. Uh, really to have any shot at any of that. So we'll see if we end up with a one and done. So taking out yesterday's low would be basically getting back below 17,900 and also getting back below 51. 46 basically for the ES. And then we can watch, yesterday's high as well. It would not be surprising to me if we take out both yesterday's high and low today, but stay inside of Wednesday's candle. That would be about par for what's going on here. Suck some people into one side or the other, then reverse. Uh, so overnight action, 173 points for the ES, just like it's nothing, right? And then as we look at basically the 8 grid. Like I said, we do have a value area for yesterday on the ES chart for the first time in a week or so. So you're looking at, we're right around value area high. 53.44 is value area high, the high end of the zone. And then you can see that yesterday's high was 53.89 up here. The overnight high is 53.79. Um, so, we can watch that. This split I still found relevant at 18,716 quarter on the NASDAQ. And of course, I put a quarter point on there, but really you're looking at, probably 60 points either way of this. Is, to where if you're, taking a long up, I will get out 60, 80 points under it. If you're taking a short below, I'll give it, see if it crosses it, goes back under it, then I give it probably a 100-point stop to see if it go back to the settlement or close to it and just trail out of it. Uh, and then keep in mind on weakness, right? These single prints below, if we don't trade them today and we don't take out Wednesday's high, there's a high probability that these trade, next Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday if we don't get them today. But I wouldn't be surprised if we touch them again today. And then we'll just have to watch and see what's going on. I really don't have anything else. I mean, that's a lot to think about, a lot to look at. I think basically if you're able to find a decent entry and get anywhere between 175 to 300 points out of it. It's Friday. Uh, I would just call it a day. to be honest with you. Come back and look at this on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see what Jack's looking at, and I'll talk to you on Monday.